All right, I'm going to try to give you a quick rundown of CALC, which is a web-based. I don't know if they have an app yet or not, but you can pull it up on your phone, on their website, or you can pull it up on a computer. So without further ado, you can Google CALC, COOLCALK, or CALC. There's also a link to it in Blackboard. And once you're there, it'll ask you to create an account. So do that. I'm not going to go into all that. So I'm to that point. So once you've done that, you can pause this. And once you've done that, you can go ahead and pick up on this. All right. So you can see I've done one or two in the past, but I'm going to make a new one. And so in this case, I don't know. Let's have a little fun with this. Do your address wherever you live. Do that as your little project here, just to kind of mess around with it and see what you come up with. So I'm going to add a project, hit a plus. You can do this a couple different ways. So you can do it by location, or you can actually use Google Maps to find it on there. So let's just call this Adam Hawkins house. And my address. And it pulls it up. Go to a satellite image. All right, there I am. All right, so I'm going to just zoom in until I get what I want. And I can make this bigger. If I want to make this full screen, I can do that. So I can see what I'm dealing with. All right. So that's my project. Now, I could also do just I don't have to have it on the map if I'm doing the one in class, let's say the longhouse. But in this case, I'm gonna do mine just for fun. All right, design conditions. Please save the resource first. Okay, load calculation type. Sorry, it was covered up by my little screen down there. All right, so the type I'm doing, I can do a block load or I can do a room by room. So in this case, I'm going to start with a block and then I can do a room by room later. We could do a room by room of the longhouse if we wanted. So I'm just going to do a quick block. This would be really good if you're out, bidding jobs or something. If your company allows you to bid jobs or you're doing your own business or whatever, or maybe you're just checking a house. Maybe you're at a home. They're wondering, if you got some mold issues or something like that. You're wondering if it's sized properly. You could do a really quick block load just to kind of see what this house calls for. I've done this, sitting behind people's houses before while I'm waiting on their unit to get running. All right, year the home was built. You can kind of guess at this. So, if you don't know if it's a newer house or if it's not. So in my case, let's say 2015. Number of above grade stories, I have 2. Number of bedrooms. I'm just going to do one, though. I'm just going to do one story. I'm not going to go through both. Number of bedrooms, 3. Single family, yes. Does it have a conditioned basement? Yes, mine does. Does it have conditional space over a garage, such as a bonus room? No. No skylights as well. All right, next, infiltration. Blower door test, we didn't do one. If you did, you could probably use actual numbers. Yeah, so there's your stuff. But we didn't do a blower door, so I'm going to say that my house is tight, semi-tight. I've got spray foam, but I'm sure I've got some leaks. I got no fireplaces, so going on with that. Now, if that means a fireplace with a chimney, not like a ventless fireplace or an electric fireplace or something. Primary structure is framed. Ceiling type, frame material wood. Finish is siding. Ceiling type is ceiling under an encapsulated attic. This is on mine. Floor over a crawl space or basement. correct. So moving on. I'm doing this quick. You can kind of see where I'm going. All right, so this is giving me a construction group. So this is saying I'm in back to manual J, 12B-0SW. So that's my walls. So I'm going to change those because my walls are a little bit better than that, I think. My insulation. Frame wall, wood, 2x4 construction, mine is. Now, this is where it gets a little bit weird because it doesn't give you an option for spray foam. So you're going to kind of just have to, in that case, I'd probably pick the best one. I don't know exactly what the R value of foam is, and I've heard that that's kind of an arbitrary number because they're different materials. So R value isn't really a good representation. But anyway, board insulation, I don't have any. Stucco or siding on the outside. And moving on. All right, if I had others, I could add those, but I don't. All right, below grade walls. If I had a basement, which I do, 8-inch brick, stone, or concrete, framing material. Let's see here. Frame construction, yada, 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 cavity insulation. Good enough. Okay. Ceilings. Ceiling under an encapsulated attic. So let's look at this, see if there's anything I need to change. Nope. Pretty much that. Pretty basic on that one. Doors. Wood core. I have wood doors mostly. Hollow core door. Panel. Solid core with metal storm. Let's go with that. Floors. My basement floors are just default basement floors with no insulation. And my regular floors are floor over basement. No insulation. The crawl space, the basement does have insulation, so around the walls because it's finished. No radiant floor heating, space leakage, sealed or tight, floor insulation, none. Windows. All right, so you can change those. And you don't have to, I mean, you could use the defaults if you're just trying to get a really quick block load, but I could actually enter in the U values of those windows if I knew them. Now, I don't know those, so I'm going to kind of have to clear glass. I have low E. So that should change that. And if I knew the specifics on it, I could actually put the U value of the window and the solar heat gain in. And that would be on the stickers on the window if this was a new house, but I don't have that offhand. So just moving on. If you had multiple types of windows, you could add all of those. All right, dimensions. All right, so you could do a text where you're just adding in the information, or you can do a map trace. So let's say I'm at somebody's house, and I'm going to say, I'm going to do a map trace. All right, so back to my drawing. All right, so now just for heads up on this, my house, this whole portion down here on the bottom half is all garage. So my regular part of my house kind of starts right there. So start drawing. And this is a porch overhang, and this is a porch overhang. So my basement is just pretty much straight. So I'm going to click, and then I don't have to hold. It'll just drag on its own. Now, every floor you're doing this for. And if I wanted to skip the basement, if I'm like, you know what, I'm not really worried about the basement, I could skip it. Room height, depth below grade, basement. Basement block. Let's say block load. All right. Okie dokie. All right, there's that. Next, first floor. So if I had put my second floor on here, I could have done that. So once again, I got to find my house. It's a little off. There we go. Start drawing. All right, so in this case, I'm going to include the sunroom because it is included in the house. And notice it's hard to get it exactly straight. You can edit these later if you want. You're just getting a rough outline of this house. All right, average room height is, get back into that. Do it again for some reason. All right, do this real quick. Now, I will say this is hard to do on a cell phone to draw and get your finger in there where you really need to. So just a heads up on that. So this is the first floor done. All right, and it calculates your square footage, and you see my square is a little off, but it's close. All right, next up. HVAC systems at the bottom. So I'm going to enter a new one in. And just call this first floor, whatever I want to call it. Heated, cooled, yes. Does it serve all rooms in the project? If you have multiple systems, then you're going to put no. Duct system type, ducted. Internal loads, small kitchen, standard kitchen. So I'm going to go standard kitchen. All right, internal conditions, 70, 75, 50%. Change that if you want. So let's just say in the winter, I want it to be 70, 73. And in the summer, I want it to be 73. And I can change that. Ventilation type. Don't have any outside air, so skipping that. Blower, adjusted for blower heat. So there is heat coming off the blower. We want to adjust that. Have a humidifier with its own heat source? No. All right, continue. Duct location is in the condition space only for mine. Tightness, the duct tightness on mine is actually not very tight, but it doesn't matter because it's conditioned. So I'm just going to say that it's default sealed. All right. Save that. All right, now it's going to pull this up and it's going to say, here's, you don't have any credits or something like that. That's okay. You don't have to do that. It still gives you your main information. So if you put your mouse over this, it's going to give you a cooling load. So this is saying 21,366 and a heating load of 33,631. I'm not saying that's right or that's wrong. It's just what it's coming up with. I'm just showing you how this thing works. And so what you can do if you were actually using this in the field, you can use this program for free. and then you can just buy credits or you can buy reports. So if I wanted to buy this full report, I could do that. And I could say, I want to, get details about whatever. Now I could also go back and do room by room stuff, and it would give me CFMs and all of that. So this is just a really quick way to, you're at a house, you're trying to figure out if they got enough of whatever. It's gonna let you know. Also notice that this is factoring in times of the day, how much is needed during certain hours of the day. So pretty cool. So fool around with that a little bit and mess with maybe your house or family member's house or something, or house next door, and see what it should be. Maybe even compare it to what's in it. So I can tell you, if this was right on mine, my house is oversized. My system is oversized for what that's worth. But anyway, that pretty much covers it.